Hello, Dr. Joshua. So this is Daniel, and I'm here to present my theory of interest assignment. So for the very first question, I have decided to pick the first question from tutorial 5. This is basically to test our understanding and apply all the four important formulas to find the price of a bond, which is the basic formula, which is this formula, which is the most basic one. And from here, we can derive the formula into 3 other different formulas, which is known as the premium discount formula, which is this, the base amount formula, and also the McHamm's formula. So, this chapter is basically all about bonds and valuation of bonds, where we learn how to determine the price of a bond that should be paid by an investor for a desired given yield rate, to determine the yield rate given the price, how a bond is amortized, and also to determine the value of a bond on a given date after being purchased. So, to determine the pricing formula for bonds, there are 3 assumptions that we should consider, which is, firstly, all obligations are paid by a bond issuer on specific date payments. The bond maturity date is fixed, and also price of a bond is decided immediately after the coupon payment date. So, from the very first formula, we start by listing all the important values, which is F is equals to 100, which is the par value, and then C is equals to 100, C, which is the redemption value, and also then R is equals to 0.04, which is from this coupon rate, which is 8%, but since it is a semi-annually, which is known as the effective rate of interest, since it is semi-annual, you divide it by 2, so it becomes 0.04. 6% yield rate becomes 0.03. Your 15-year bond times 2, since it is semi-annual, so it is multiplied by 2, so you have 30, and hence you can find all the formulas by substituting it into all the 4 formulas of finding the price of a bond, which is McHamm, base amount, premium discount also. So to continue, I'd like to pick question 9 tutorial 5, which is basically regarding the purchase on premium or discount bond. So bonds can either be priced at a premium discount or at par, which means that if the bond's price is higher than the redemption value, example, where the premium value is more than the redemption value, then the bond is sold at a premium, and the difference is called the premium. However, if the bond's price is less than its redemption value, where the P is more than the redemption value, hence the bond is set to be sold at a discount, where the difference, which is C minus P, is called a discount. So, for this question, it said that bond redeemable at par on 1st December has 10% coupons, and so on and so on. There are 2 steps for this, and there are also 2 answers to this, which is, firstly, to find the purchase price and construct a bond amortization schedule if the desired yield is 9% compounded semi-annually. So first we have to find the purchase price. Hence, we have already found that it is purchased at a premium of $21.95 RM. Therefore, the next one, we are told to find the bond amortization schedule, which is also similar to the topic that we have previously done from tutorial 4, topic 4, which is regarding the amortization and sinking fund method. But however, this one is asking about the amortization method. So we already found that the premium bond is 21.95. So we have found the B1, P1, and I1, and here we have gotten the table from an Excel. So we can just simply do this on Excel and also construct the table. This book value in this case is similar to what we call the outstanding value from our previous lecture, and the amount for amortization of premium is basically similar to the principal repayment. Interest is interest, Coupon is basically similar to the monthly or also known as the yearly payment, where it is fixed at 50, 50, 50, 50. And finally, we got our final answer here, which is the C, which is the redemption value at 1,000. So, for the third question, let me just first summarize what I'm going to talk about. So it is regarding stocks and money market instruments. One of the reasons investors are interested in trading with stocks is because of its high rate of return. Stocks are examples of financial instruments or securities. There are three common types of securities in the financial market, which are bonds, which is already introduced in the chapter 5, preferred and common stock, which is going to be introduced in this chapter, which is the preferred and common stock. Preferred stock is the type of security that provides fixed rate of return, which is similar to the bonds, where the periodic payment is called dividends because it is paid to an owner. However, the common stock does not earn a fixed dividend rate as preferred stock. The dividends of this type of stock is only paid after interest payments and debts and dividends on preferred stocks are already being paid. So, the formula to find the theoretical price of stock is P is equals to dV plus D bracket 1 plus K V square plus D and so on is equals to D over I minus K. In this topic, we will be using a lot of formula, a lot of things which is related to the sum to infinity formula for the common ratio, which is A bracket 1 minus R. So, I'm gonna do the tutorial 6 question 1. So, a common stock pays annual dividends at the end of each year. So, the earnings, which is E, 8 is 8 RM. So as you can see, it is 8 for every year. And they're assumed to grow at a rate of 8%. So the I is 8% for every year. However, the dividend will be 0% earning for the next 10 years. So it stops at 10 years. However, it says that 50% of earnings thereafter, which means that the 50% starts after year 11. So we start at T equals to 0 because it says that recent year were 8 RM. So the reason we would take T equals to 0. So to find the theoretical price, we can just simply find the formula by substituting this, which is 4 times 1.08 to the power of 11, because we want to find the PV at T equals to 0. So 4 bracket 1.08 to the power of 11 V 0.1 to the power of 11 plus V 1.08 to the power of 12 V12 and so on, and we should carry on until we get our final answer, which is 179.79. As you can see here, we are using the sum to infinity formula for common ratio, which is 1 over 1 minus 1.08 V, where your K and where your R, your common ratio is 1.08 V. For the next question, I've decided to pick a more theoretical question from tutorial 6 question 6, where MBF stock has a bid price of 12.65 RM and an ask price of 13 RM. What is actually bid and ask price? Bid price basically refers to the highest price a buyer will pay for a security, whereas the ask price refers to the lowest price a seller will accept for a security. The difference between these two prices is known as the spread. The smaller the spread, the greater the liquidity of the given security. So, assume that there is a 0.1% brokerage commission on the bid or ask price. What amount will you pay to buy 50 shares? So, for the bid price, this is similar. This for the first one, this is actually similar to a currency exchange. For example, if you want to buy 50 USD, you have to pay a certain amount. So, amount to pay for buying 50 shares, which is 50 times your ask price. You're using ask price since this is you buying something. So 50 times 13 times 1.001, because 1.001 is the 0.1% brokerage commission on the ask price On the ask price, which is a 0.1% commission, so 50 times 13 times 1.001, which is equals to 650.65. In the second part, what amount will you receive for selling 50 shares? Since you're selling something, you're using the bid price. So 50 times 12.65 times 1 minus 0.001, because this is basically you have to return your 1% to the broker or the agent. So you get 631.87. C is what is your round trip transaction cost? Basically, your round trip transaction cost refers to all costs incurred in a security or other financial transaction. This includes commission, exchange fees, spreads, market impact costs, and also like taxes. So this is basically just your amount that you bought, which is 650 minus the amount that you sold. So 631, which is 18.75. So for the next and final question, I will be doing tutorial 7, question 6, where you are given the following term structure of interest rates. This is regarding forward rate. What does forward rate actually mean? Forward rate is basically an interest rate applicable to a financial transaction that will take place in the future. This refers to the rate fixed for a future financial obligation, such as interest rate on a loan payment. So, for example, in this question A, it says that compute the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year forward rate 1 year from now. So this is basically trying to ask for the interest rate applicable to the financial transaction that will take place 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year from now. So 1 year forward rate from now, we have to find it by using this formula: 1 plus I n plus k bracket n to the power of n plus k equals to this formula. So where I t is equals to the spot rate and f is the k year forward rate n years from now. So for the first one, 1 year from now, so 1.04 is basically the first one. So the interest rate is 4%, so it is 1.04. 1 year from now is 5%, so 1.05 to the power of 2. Basically, this and this, the sum of the power has to be equals to this power. So 1.05 to the power of 2 is equals to 1.04 plus 1 plus f, 1.04 times 1 plus f bracket. And for the next one, 2 year forward rate 1 year from now. So 2 year from now is 7%. 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. So it is 1.07 to the power of 3. Is because it is the length of investment is 3. So is equals to 1.04 times 1 plus f to the power of 2, since it is 2 year from now, and so on. So you get f is equals to 0.0853. So this one is just basically trying to find what satisfies the equation. For the next one, compute the 1 year, 2 year forward rates 2 years from now. So for the first one, it says that 1 year forward rate 2 years from now. So since it says that the forward rate is 2 years from now, so this one we will use 2 years from now is 5%. So the fixed in spot rate would be 5%. So it is 1.05 to the power of 2, and hence we have to continue using all the formulas. So 1.05 to the power of 2 bracket 1 plus f is equals to, say, 2 years from now is 5%, right? So the 1 year forward rate would be at 7%. So this is why this is equals to 1.07 to the power of 3. And hence this satisfies the equation, and you continue all the way until the end. It is the same for part C, which is 1 year forward rate 3 years from now. 3 years from now would be 7% spot rate. So your fixed spot rate would be 1.07 to the power of 3. And then 1 year from 3 years would be 8%. So at length of investment 4 is 8%. So 1.08 to the power of 4 is equals to 1.07 to the power of 3, 1 plus f to the power of 1. As you can see again, the sum of the product of these two, 3, and to the power of 1 is equals to 4. It is equals to the left hand side and right hand side.